Hey guys, it's PinotNoirIceCreamBar. The camera's rolling, blah blah. So today I am here to talk to you guys about kind of like alpaca hair and some wig stuff and some character things all kind of mushed into one mushy, gushy pile of sauce. I don't know. So basically, I guess what prompted this was I really wanted to make a new wig for Nan, who's a character you haven't heard much about yet, but he was in a wig video like not this past winter, but I think 2 winters ago, and it was about like braids and really short hair, and that was all fine and dandy, but what I really always miss with wigs is the ability to create edges, right? Like how humans have on their hair, and that's why I never really like making short hair wigs, because you can't do the edges. But the point is, when you have dolls with longer hair, you can cover these edges a lot nicer than you can versus a doll with really short hair and it's all visible. So with Nan, I really wanted to give him a different hairstyle, and I wanted to embrace kind of a different hair texture where I felt like edges were even more important to see, and I really wanted to take alpaca hair and see if I could really make it appear as if it had a different texture than it does, because alpaca hair is naturally very silky, smoothie, like that. People have asked me in the past if I could do a video on how to make alpaca hair or alpaca fiber dreadlocks, and in the past I've always felt like it's kind of not a thing that I'm super interested in, and the reasons why, I'm sure I've given this before, but the reasons why are because alpaca hair, like I said, is very silky, it's very smooth, it's nice and shiny, which makes it great hair that is more like that texture on a human head, but that's not ideal for making dreadlocks. Alpaca hair also breaks really easily, so when I'm making synthetic dreadlocks I can back comb and it stands up to that just fine. You don't get a lot of fiber loss. Alpaca hair is like infinite fiber loss. It's like, the other day I did the math on the average amount of hair that is actually usable after I'm done processing, and it was like 28%. So yeah, amazing fiber loss. But I decided, you know, what the heck, I had a bunch of hair left over from when I made Marcel's wig, so I thought I can't really use this for anything else unless I, you know, want to make him another wig in the future. So I'm just gonna go ahead and see how it works, and I will show you guys kind of the steps that I went through. So at first I was really just rolling them, making them nice, and getting that friction going, making them a little more firm, kind of shaping them. And what I ended up doing was gluing those with Mod Podge directly to his head, which I'm sure some of you will definitely not agree with doing, but I'm certainly not the first person who's glued things to resin in the past. Even before I did that, I started to put on little short pieces that would be his edges all around his head, so that way it would just give a little more of a realistic look versus actually having a head cap to stick on there. After I did that, I realized, I have a picture somewhere, that even though I liked the look, I made 2 huge mistakes. One, I wanted him to have like fatter kind of dreadlocks, but I hadn't really decided between dreadlocks and twists. In the end I went with dreadlocks, but I wanted them to be fatter, and for some reason in my brain I just wasn't thinking like, the fatter the dreadlocks are, the fewer of them they are, so it was way too full. It's way too full. And then I also just felt like they still look, even with all of that friction and applying a little bit of heat just by rubbing it, they still look too silky. So I went ahead and went in with a felting needle, which is something I don't love doing because it takes quite a while and it's boring and repetitive, and I'm really clumsy, so I stabbed myself about 1,000,000 times. I'm gonna show you guys the finished product here. Now, I would say for sure I would do this again, but this is definitely not something I would make a habit of doing. Even just doing like the rolling, can you stand up straight please? Even just doing the rolling of each individual lock on here took about 4 hours, and then there was the gluing and then the felting, which took what felt like infinity, but I didn't time it. I just watched like 18 movies and cried because I kept stabbing myself. Future reference for anyone who's thinking, hey, I've never tried a felting needle, how about I do that? They are very sharp. But yeah, this is what it looks like, and I'm pretty happy with the result. Once again, like many of my videos have been recently for some reason, this was more of an experiment thing than an actual final product thing. He'll probably have this hair for a while, but what the heck is on your arm? But I think in the end I want to give him a brighter hair color, and I'm thinking definitely less full, like it's way too full, there's way too many dreadlocks here, but I like how the side looks. I think it came out great. I really like the edges. They could probably get a little lower down at the nape of his neck and everything, but even underneath here you can see he's got edges. And in case you're wondering, I still can take the head cap off. And I mean, this makes sense because they are dreadlocks. But you can see there are spaces in between his scalp and his hair, so I can just find one of those spaces and lift this guy right off of here. So you can see, blah, 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 blah. And then he still has his front bits on. And I've changed his clothes a couple times and, you know, seen how sturdy it is, and if a piece falls off, it's really easy to just, you know, put some Mod Podge on it, stick it back on, and it's, in my opinion, fairly seamless when it's on. So it was definitely an interesting project. Definitely took quite a bit longer than my average wig video would take, so not something I filmed because I didn't even know if it would work. So yeah, that is what I have to share with you guys today. I hope that you found this kind of interesting. Please let me know if you have any questions or if there's anything I can show you guys or that you can see about this whole process. Let me know what you think of it. For me personally, I still feel like alpaca hair is too silky to make nice uniform looking dreadlocks, so maybe next time I'll try it with more of like a wool. Okay, so thank you guys so much for watching, and I will talk to all of you soon. Bye!